So anyway, we're talking about soil. We've covered some. That's the theme this week is talking about soil because it's so important. You got to get this right, right? I'll not go on for the next 3 hours, but if you don't get this right, you're gonna struggle all season. So that's why we're talking about it and talking about it early on in the spring season. So you can get this right and you can have beautiful flowers and people will be like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Your yard is so beautiful. So that's why we want to get it right.
Little changes make such a big difference, whether that's using proper soil or whether that's properly watering or fertilizing. Those little changes make big differences.
Yeah, absolutely. We want you to have success. That's why we do these videos. So listen up and implement what we're teaching you.
We talked yesterday about 2 soils that we really like, and if you didn't see that, go back to yesterday, and in the video we tell you where to get them from.
Yes.
So,
and these videos will live at our YouTube channel, so you can always reference that. We've got over 500 videos right now, so go ahead and check those videos out.
But today we're talking about what is added into soils that are supposed to either A, make them better, sometimes it's not, so we're going to talk about that.
Yep.
Or B, to help, give it that extra nutrients that it needs. So you're my soil guy because you get infatuated with this. So go ahead, you take lead.
Okay, so we hit on this a little bit yesterday, but we'll really drive it home today. And we'll just say, don't do this. Okay, we'll start off in the negative aspect. Okay.
And then do we go to the positive?
Sure. Okay. So, good news, bad news, right?
Yeah.
So, start with.
You're starting with bad news.
The bad news first. So there's these gimmicks out there that they sell you that don't work. One of them is the moisture control beads. Don't use those. Skip it. You don't need them. They'll harm your plants. Harm as in they're going to make it hard for you. You don't want to have hard work, right? You don't want to struggle this season, so let's just skip right over this. Those moisture control beads, don't use them.
I didn't realize how much that made an effect until I used them in the floral shop.
Sure.
And I did an arrangement, I think it was Valentine's Day or something, and I did this beautiful arrangement. I thought, wouldn't it be really cool to have those beads? And I had got some colored
and they were
ones.
and because you had a clear vase,
I had a
right?
clear
So you could
vase
see
and colored
it.
beads, and I put my tulips all in it, and it was beautiful. And the guy came in, he's like, my wife will love this, it's beautiful. He came back the next day, and he's like, every single tulip is dead. Like, they're dead. And what happened was, those beads did exactly what they said they were going to do. They take the water, and they hold it, and then they give it back when it's absolutely necessary. But that means they're taking it even from the plant. It took the water from the tulips to absorb, because that's their whole goal, is to absorb moisture.
Yeah, and they grow.
Actually suck the
they're
moisture.
Small, right?
Yeah, they're
like,
very tiny.
But they'll grow to like the size of a marble.
Yeah.
Like they can take on whatever it is,
But
100
it
times its
sucked
weight in
the
water.
moisture out of the tulip,
Yeah.
and it killed the tulip. And I'm like, oh my goodness! I thought that it would, just give back the moisture when the plant needed it, and that was not the case. It actually did its job of taking that moisture out,
but not giving it to the plant
but
that
not
actually
giving it
needs
back.
it to live. So that's why
shocked.
So you've had your experience floral wise with it. I've used that in our great big hanging baskets, and I struggle. It's
because
like,
we like to experiment with stuff.
they're heavy. I know they have water in them, and they did. They were absorbing all that water, but they were not giving it. The plants were dying. The plants were physically dying because they were starving for moisture. Because those beads do what they do effectively. They draw in the moisture, and those beads kind of grow. They can take, I don't know, like 100 times its weight in water. They don't give it back to the plant though. That's a problem.
That's
so
one
just
of those
skip
things
those.
where we say, lift your plant, see if it's heavy, if you're too dry or you're too heavy. And that was one of those really weird instances where it was too heavy, but in reality it was too dry.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine a 14-inch hanging basket? They can go 50, 60, 70 pounds. They're heavy. So until I got in there and started digging around, I'm like, I know it has moisture. I'm watering the snot out of this thing, and Yeah, and they were absorbing that, so but not giving it back to the plant, to the roots that need it. So the plant was dying, even though there was gallons of water in there. It was so heavy. And
so there's your.
That's why I'm adamant of
That's
don't
your
use them.
do not add thing. Don't do it.
Okay, so
the diaper.
Yeah,
the diaper is the same thing. So we're just gonna go there right away because we had questions on that.
Yep. Another
same thing.
Another gimmick that people will like. Oh, yeah, I see this on like Instagram or TikTok, and people that absolutely know nothing about growing plants who are like, oh yeah, put a diaper at the bottom of your hanging basket. It helps. No, it does not. It actually absorbs that water, traps it in like a diaper is supposed to do.
It's doing the same thing as those beads are doing.
Yep, traps it in, doesn't give that water back to the plant that needs the moisture.
There's so many people that are looking for an easy way to have their plants look great without the work.
Yeah, there's not.
There's not.
Yeah,
I mean, you can have some different tools that might help, but that easy instant, like, oh yeah, you're only going to have to water once a week, it's not going to happen.
It's the equivalent of a get-rich-quick scheme. It doesn't work that way. It's using these tips and tricks so that you have beautiful plants and flowers. So that's why we're letting you know on this. Okay,
so what else do you add in?
So let's talk about the slow-release fertilizer. Okay, so like brand name Osmocote.
Those are those little tiny pellets that they're not absorbing water. They're actual little beads of fertilizer. And you'll see them on the top of some baskets when you buy stuff.
And right in the name, slow release, they're just giving a little tiny trace, and it says good for 2 months, 3 months, because it's giving such a tiny little dose, not enough. Please hear me on this. This will not sustain your plants. Okay, it's just a little trace amount of nutrients every time you water. There's nothing wrong with it. Just don't rely on that to feed your plants. Okay, it's just that little bonus. Think of it like this. Think of taking a vitamin in the morning. Okay, I pop a Flintstone vitamin. In no way am I thinking I don't need to eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner now because I had my Flintstone vitamin. That's about the same equivalent, okay? It's just that little bit of nutrients.
Is it good for it?
Yeah, it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But it never replaces fertilizing once a week, okay? Or at least that once a week. So make sure you're hearing that. And there's soils out there, potting soils that have slow release in it. And it'll even say, because that's a gimmick, it's a marketing gimmick, and it says feeds for 3 months. It's feeding just a little bit, not enough to sustain your plants or to make them grow. So does it feed for 3 months? Yeah, a little bit, but do not accept that as being okay. Now I don't even have to feed them. Not true.
We put it in ours. And it's kind of our guarantee that the plant is going to get
just a little
something.
Bit. Yeah.
Because a lot of people just forget to fertilize. And so we're just like, well, it'll help a little bit, but it's not, you're still.
Yeah, but you're talking like, it's going to help a little bit, 1%. It's not going to do the job of, it never replaces feeding at least once a week with fertilizer. So that's a slow release. There's nothing wrong with it. Just don't rely on it to feed long-term, the meat and potatoes. That's what your plants
to really push out the blooms or to really green it up. I mean, that's very important.
Yeah.
So what other things do we add to the soil?
You can talk about people ask about amending soil, and that's just a general word for making soil a little bit better. So what are amendments? It could be compost. It could be worm castings.
Somebody said cow doo-doo. And we're like, is that a name brand?
Yeah.
It's manure. Cow manure.
Like, oh yeah. People think that manure is like the all-time go-to.
You have to
if you got a garden.
You have to use aged manure. You can't
your mom's got a garden that's way bigger than this greenhouse. And he just dumped manure on there, fresh manure, and done. That garden is done. because it's way too. It's got to be like 2 or 3 years old. So you can find a farmer and
You need
as long as
aged.
it's old, yeah, because otherwise it's way too potent and.
That's why
it's-
they dump manure on farm fields in the winter.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it's
They-
a liquefied also.
It
It's-
is, but you need to have aged stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're taking it and you're putting it right on the roots of a plant,
Yeah.
it's gonna burn it.
We're, in no way, shape, or form am I going to advocate adding manure for your hanging baskets. Just don't do that. It's
But in a garden, that's
in a
fine.
garden you could till that in, maybe the year ahead of time or whatever, that in that fall. But yeah, when it comes to hanging baskets and your flowers, I'm not gonna say go to the local dairy farm and don't do that. But amendments are just really that, making that soil better. So worm castings is it's basically black dirt. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's kind of falls in that fertilizer category as like an organic fertilizer. But realize you're talking like, when you're talking about the NPK, you're talking like 1. So again, it's going to be so low on the spectrum as far as feeding, it's not enough to sustain. Nothing wrong with worm castings. It's just that
And a lot of people really like them. It's
Yeah.
just not.
Don't expect to have these great big hanging baskets that people are going to be rubbernecking because you're on the lower scale. It's just not going to have that push. So amendments, compost, and I would be careful with that. There's nothing wrong with it.
I would say amendments you would normally do if you're planting in a flower bed or if you're planting in a garden.
Yeah.
Not so
like,
much
I
here.
have got really heavy clay, you got to loosen that up and.
Peat moss would be an amendment.
Yeah, there's things that you can add into the soil.
But if you're using a potting mix,
yeah,
you're
I'm gonna stay
typically
with
not
that.
going to.
You might mix some potting mixes. There's times where we, for like our flats, our
lighten up
bedding
the-
plants. Yeah, and we have a machine that we can mix it up. So I might have 5 bags of soil that are the regular Jolly Gardener or the Pro Mix, and I might add in 1 bag of germinating mix just to lighten it up a little bit.
Which we're going to talk about the differences in those tomorrow.
Yep, that's on the
So we'll
that's on the
explain-
ticket for tomorrow.
We'll explain the difference in why we do that. Yep.
So there's a lot of things that you can add to soil that will help. Especially if you have a really heavy. Now using, let's say, topsoil. Okay, so maybe you're like, I want to bring in topsoil.
People want to do that in containers. They want to put the topsoil in.
Ooh, that's heavy. That's way too heavy. So topsoil is going to be very rich, but it's you would have to really thin that down.
And it's
Topsoil
probably
is way too heavy.
going to develop a lot of weeds.
Yeah. Unless you have what they do with topsoil, you can basically heat it and kill everything in it. But that's like 99% of the topsoil. That's not going to be the case. So you can heat it, and otherwise you're going to have weeds in it and stuff like that. So can you add that into like a flower bed? Sure. But again, we're going to mix it up because it's going to be way too heavy. Yeah. So, just like a flower bed. Don't use just straight topsoil in a flower bed. It needs to have some potting soil, loosen it up, some peat moss, some of those components too. It's got to be a lot lighter and airier than just straight up topsoil.
So how many of you add stuff to your soil that you either purchase or that you use out of your yard?
Mm-hmm.
Have you added anything to it? And tell us what you've added and how that has worked for you.
Yeah.
Because that's always, interesting to hear. Because across the country, there's so many different types of
Sure. Yeah.
landscape.
Mm-hmm.
So even just like 20 minutes from us, it's all sand.
Yeah.
Well, of course, they have a hard time keeping the soil
Yeah. Growing anything.
up above. So
Or like down in Green Bay, we noticed there's a lot of clay.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's not something that we have here. We have sand, but they deal with clay. Now clay's gonna
Seize up and
it's
like not
hard,
let the moisture kind of
or
drain
when you
through.
do get the moisture, it makes a barrier so it can't drain out. So there's all across the country you're going to have all those different variations in that. So you got to work with what you have in your local area and try to fix that. If you have a flower bed or something. So I would be adding, if I had a flower bed, I would be adding some sort of potting soil to that instead of just using straight up soil or compost or whatever. So,
Speaking of across the country,
yes.
retailer.
Yeah, we want to highlight one of our Beat Your Neighbor retailers. So our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer is available at Lewis Farms in Edgerton, Kansas. So they're I think they're southwest of Kansas City. Generally, Kansas. I was looking at the map. Boy, Kansas is a big state.
Is it?
Yeah. So
It's fun to go on the beatyourneighbor.com website. Go to the store locator.
Yep, that
and
retail locator.
The retailer locator, and look at the map. It's so much fun to see
it's filling
this,
in with
this whole thing
with retailers.
I'm now almost like playing bingo where I'm like, oh, do I have Florida? Not yet. Do I have Texas?
yeah.
Not yet. So I'm kind of like,
we're getting more and more retailers
It's fun.
across the nation, and that's a lot of fun. So be sure that you're mentioning to your local greenhouses, because a lot of greenhouses in the south, of course, are open, and ask them, hey, do you carry Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, or would you carry Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, because I would buy it here. So that gets those greenhouses contacting us and setting up that small business to small business relationship.
Yeah.
And it's great. Also know that if you don't have somebody locally in your area, we do ship to 48 states. So we ship right to your door, just like,
and it's, I just had the crew doing fertilizer yesterday,
yeah.
and I have to say again, can I just brag a little bit?
Sure.
Our crew is,
We've got an awesome crew.
we do. They came in, I said, I have to go to the warehouse and get some more boxes for a certain size. I came back and they're standing there like twiddling their thumbs, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, well, we got done. We're waiting for the boxes. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
they are so,
They cranked.
yeah, they're just on top of it.
Yeah. So
I
they were making up
POP displays.
POP displays for those new retailers that are going out the door like crazy. So
And as
that's a lot
fast
of
as we
fun.
were making them,
They're-
you're like, I
We
just
got another order.
order.
Got another order going to wherever. Like retail. So those are brand new retailers that we'll be announcing yet. So that's a lot of fun. So we're super excited to be expanding that part of our small business and partnering up with other small businesses, hopefully locally in your area, that you can say, hey, I can go in and I can buy Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer at my local greenhouse, garden center, floral shop, boutique store, hardware stores. I mean, it's every day we're adding. So it's a lot of fun.
So with that, have a great day. We're going to talk tomorrow again about soil because there's so many questions on it.
Yep.
And we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about different types of soil and why that's important.
So be sure to check with us again. All right. Talk to you later.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.